this stuff kind of set up. So how has your guys' days all been? There we go. Oh, let me just get the link sent out and we'll start. We're going to be building today. We might hop over to a PvP map. I don't know if we will or not, but I do know for sure we will be building. We're going to attempt to make a realistic castle, kinda. We may go to some other areas. We're going to try to do a realistic castle type build. So we're going to start on these 3 rocks. There's nothing that responds that, you know, incredibly rich in resources here other than the savannah, which is that way. So they shouldn't spawn anything in the savannah if you want to do this build. First and foremost, I need to get kind of gates lined up, which I need some foundations for the gates. This build's going to be made mostly without foundations at all. So it's just a matter of getting stuff lined up. That should line up nicely over there. Actually going to pull one of the sand cupboards out. If I can manage to spot it in here. Which can't place these right now. Now it's just a matter of making the gate set how you want it. And that tells you exactly how far out you need to build right there. Getting the gateways set up first between each area. This one, not really gonna have a drawbridge. Might try to have a drawbridge there. First, we're gonna try for realism, and this is gonna be a pain in my butt. Alrighty. Come on, I just need you to line up like the other one has, please. Ooh, you are being a pain in my rear end. Nope. And this one will not have a drawbridge there. We shouldn't need stairs on this. We shouldn't need stairs for a little while, so let's just grab the gate frame for this. And we're gonna go ahead and plug it up. So we're not gonna use inclinations for a little bit, so let's just go grab some walls. As you can see, gates are really big, and I just messed it up. And yes, you can build on the gates. This is going to be as realistic castle type design as I can make it. Obviously, if you guys know Conan, you know there's a very prominent building system and climbing system. There's a reason I used the sand-based ones in here as well, because this does have holes in it, so obviously if there's a sandstorm, sand's going to filter in at least a little bit. Sorry, my voice started breaking there for a second. Now we get this one set up as best as we can here. We're gonna have to build out from it to see if we can get to match up somewhat. That's gonna be kind of cattywampus. Actually, we don't need a big thing there. I just wanted to kind of match up with the center part, which it's not doing. So we're not going to put in a gate here. Maybe bring it in a bit more. So, yes, that should be... Well, it might not be exactly on center with it, but castles were hardly designed when a entrance like this for what I want it to be at perfectly centered. It would throw off people trying to run across. Can't run across straight across something that's not 1 second. I'm back, sorry for the interruption. So we'll try a variation of rope bridges. So this is short, long. Long will work for the purpose, because it does come up and over this. Bit cattywampus, which I would like to do, but fix this by shifting this a little bit. No, that's still gonna be a bit cattywampus. Let's try right there. Nope. Be better. So we had the long on here. Long kind of fits perfectly with this, even though the bridge is going to clip through. Well, maybe it'll clip through. We'll have to watch. Yeah, it'll clip through. I don't think the medium will come out as long though. Well, medium maybe we'll use if it's That's right. I see you got this gap. I could probably do this with just rope bridges, but I kinda want a gatehouse right now. So we'll go with the long. It comes right out, right across. You know. Might have to jump a little bit, but that'll throw people off. You know, that's set up, so now we can close this. So now we build a kind of gatehouse here. So where is the door frames? Oh yeah, I'm on name. Door frames should be up close to the top. Take that, take this. I'd like to build most of this without foundations, but the edges are gonna have to be kinda foundationed off. Said I wasn't gonna need crenellations, now I need crenellations. So basically, we'll put this here. And where? This will kind of limit who can come in right there. This is where obviously archers would be on post. You could, you know, technically it's not a murder hole because you can't, you know, get in there, but it's a gatehouse. They're meant to, if there's attack, to hit people. So now we can. I really would like to not use that. So what we're going to do down here is we're going to basically be going up in a circle from right here. So we're going to start it here. Because we have to have something to attach these to. Place the ceiling. Wall. Have it attached. Reason I have these. Let's do that kind of. It kind of rounds this side off, you know, running up, coming up through. So we want to kind of go around this up to here. Obviously, we would close these off. without meshing as much as possible. So now we can just go up another step, which lets us place this again. Then we're going to go out. High 2. Gonna have to pillar it up. Going down for stability reasons. And now this is where it gets tricky. So I need to grab the wedge piece. Because we want it to continue going up this way. But for most of the arena stuff, you need something there, you see. I can grab onto this side, but won't grab onto the top. So that means we're just going to have to kind of go around this way. See what it grabs on now. So that'd be fine if we were going down. We're not going down, we're going up. This one is not much better. So it wants to sit on this piece. So we have to pillar this down. Gotta put that up. Ceiling piece. 2 actually. What is that hyena doing? Okay, the hyena's being weird. This one we're gonna have to pillar. Bring it out here. Still like that hyena's being weird. Yeah, because there's a pack right there. But they're all setting down and stuff. Pillar down, give it that stability it needs. This is the rock we're wanting to get to, because this will let us go straight that way. Obviously, well, that's not going to have a straight staircase up, going up. Obviously, we don't have the doors down here. Still gonna need those door frames. And we once again need some crenellations. So they can't just get off the top of it easily. Most of these are going to have crenellations anywhere you're not walking from. So this is like the gatehouse. Obviously, you go in. People could filter in. These are more for archers or spearmen to be placed, because this would be kind of a kill zone. Because obviously you've got to crouch down to go in, which slows you down. So, you know, come through here, you gotta blow this part open. You gotta crouch to get through here. Currently it's being difficult because I'm in fly mode. We can fix that. You actually have to crouch, and if you gotta crouch to try to get into a door, and there's somebody right here, say a draw with a spear or a draw with a bow, it's gonna kinda hurt. But yeah, these would be here, this would be here. Actually fix that one. So, you know, obviously you come up, you got an archer there that could hit you. You'll have archers up there, so it'll make it difficult to climb right up here. Continue walking. Obviously there'd be, you know, there'd be combat on these steps, which would make it hard because of the gaps, and I've left them there on purpose for that reason. Draws can't fall off unless knocked off. But obviously there'd be archers up here and here, so even if you did get up here to what I'm going to put next, you gotta be careful of people down there pegging you. So now we are going to start. First I gotta get this lowered. Obviously, there's gonna be this there. If I can swing, get this locked into that place. Might not be. But obviously, it's not too big of a gap. Your character can still walk up it. They'll take that step up. Now we need rope bridges after we get this in place. Obviously, we're going to go back into fly mode for this. So now we get relations would obviously be added. You know, keep that theme of well defense. So I'm thinking we need to test out the the rope bridges because I don't know what leaf is going to go across here. So let's try the long and see how well that goes. Yeah, it might go good ways. We get something on here like a pillar or something. Might have to be shorter. Let's just go with the regular length rope bridge. Now we just gotta pillar it down. It wasn't touching quite yet. And it's just about there. So I don't think we could add anything else onto that. Oh, we can actually. Normal size rope bridge? No. It goes on too far. So you can't even add this. Just put in a rope bridge there. A rope bridge there. See if we can't get something to stick to it. That is pretty darn close currently. So we just gotta line up something to go up to it. It'll be trial and error. So not close enough. Now that works. Obviously, this would be in a spot where you would try to gate the enemy, kind of bottleneck them. Let's go grab another set of stairs. This is obviously something you would do over here as well. Except this one has correlations. That way, you correlate the top off. And I will be spawning in draws to put in places, kind of represent. But this goes to this first kind of Bailey that we're gonna have here. Now with that, we get to the hard part where I'm gonna have to use foundations. I am not proficient at building without them just yet. I don't have any wedges on me, so let us switch over to a wedge on this side. And these ceiling pieces can be used for this, because they can come straight across like this. see your foundation just connects to them right there. And to kind of cover that up, you can, if you're really scared about somebody crawling up through here, you just kind of gate that one right off right there. Because they can't lay a bomb down here, it's too short. It'll cause collision, but if you're wanting to make it hard, you just do that. And then you continue with the turning, which will make that end right there. So obviously you're going to have an outer wall on these. Probably up to this rock right here. Because the rock will be put to use. Give me a second. So now you can really build these walls as kind of high as you want. Obviously, you would continue this over towards here. Try to even it up as best as you can. Obviously, somebody's going to come along that's going to build this a lot better than I am. So we can just do that. Now, I'm just going too high for kind of a purpose here. So you have, right here, a way for an ultra to see out. This way is obviously gonna be low right there. I can't fix that unless if you just want to go out what I was doing before. And I believe you should be able to get a wall right there, which makes this too small to kind of squeeze into. Yeah. Get rid of this. You get rid of this little hole right here. You just slap a wall down. So you know, this would be the one of the the first Bailey that you would run into. Now, you might be thinking this rock might be an issue. You know. Because you got this right here. It's, you know, it's not all the way tucked into it. I didn't tuck it all the way in because to tuck it in like that, as you can see, I'm gonna get a little thing right there. I don't want to mesh if I don't have to. Meshing will happen, especially when you're building like this. That's pretty meshed right there. But you could go 4 high just like the gate on any of these that I could just do right now. It's a high wall, so trebuchets from below will have trouble actually hitting the inside, destroying stuff on the inside. but there is an advantage going full high. That means your walls are about the same height as your gate. So if we say, pop a couple ceiling pieces here, you know, these were made out of triangles, we would need triangles to match those up. I forgot that this section right here was a wedge. This would be your ramparts. Trying to match up the triangle sections. See, even though this is a triangle section right here, it's going to be hard to have that fit as a triangle section. Even getting it out here, there's these like it's jagged right there. I'd rather have a square there. Just like right there, there's going to be that kind of gap. So, you know, you just want to be careful with it. You see how these come above the rocks now, too. So you just kind of cap that off right there. You can do it up on your gate. Areas around your gate, obviously. Now, what this gives us the opportunity to do is, if I can get it to do it, is now, this is basically an inlet recess right here. So, with that being where it is, technically that doesn't even need to be there. So we pull this out. We are going to attempt to get a ceiling to set there, if I can. So it's one wall high. Archer, archer, and then an archer down there as well. And you also can't forget that these will be crenellated. I could get the crenellations to face the red. I'm not really worried about looks on this. If I was on like an RP server, I would be. I wouldn't technically do this build on a PvP server. It could probably be effective, depending on how if you guys remake it in a certain way. Other than that, I don't see it being effective, just because of how a lot of PvPers are. They ain't going to engage you where you can stand up there and fight them back. A lot of the people on official servers, most of them will offline raid you if they can't beat you the first time. So this is the inner bailey here. It has, you know, if you fill it all out, you could probably put, you know, a wheel of pain, probably right over here. You know, and for the rampart stuff, you could put a hatch frame. Probably right over here. Put a hatch frame right there. Ladder going down. You climb right up. with, draws in your inventory. If you're doing pocket army kind of thing, you place them all around the edges. You place some archers right here, 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 basically wherever they can set. Make sure they understand the pin, because if they're here, you can get them to set, like even here. People running across here that enter this gate, because this will have a door right here, they're going to have to blow this off, or they're going to have to try to be jumping around while the trolls are here. They're going to be getting hit from here, the archers on top. If they've left any archers back here, maybe this guy right here. Heck, you could put a platform right here with archers to kind of aim up. But this is basically the first Bailey. The drawbridge is there because if you really wanted to, they were fighting up through the drawbridge. And I'll show you an example of that now. And it's a really cheeky move, but it's effective. Especially if say you got a bunch of your draws, you're going to sacrifice some of your draws doing this. And say you got a bunch of draws, you're fighting on this bridge, and, they start getting the upper hand on you. Now you back up, get the drawbridge in sight, just pick it up. You legit just pick it up. Obviously, you can imagine what you guys could do with this part. This could be the main area, obviously build the walls around the edges. That way you have the most, defensible. And if this was translated to real life, the castle design I want to do. If this was translated to real life, you couldn't get a siege tower tall enough. Because if you look up to where the rock is, you couldn't get a siege tower tall enough, and thanks to how the rock kind of edges out, even if you built on the edge, to actually get on these. Maybe this one, about at this platform. But I'm going to show you a circle kind of base design that I have. I'm just going to go ahead and shut this. And it's not going to go out to the edges. Obviously there'll be guards posted and stuff where you can get to them, but we're going to use kind of a circle type base design. And for this I will be using foundations with the help of wedge pieces. As well as regular square pieces. We're gonna have pillars too. Kind of helps to stabilize. We're not gonna worry about putting on doors immediately. Gotta try to start as close as center as you want to. Actually, I may be able to do this. Without using any foundations. Obviously, if you play Conan, you know about the stability issue. Just make sure you pillar up underneath each level you go out. So obviously this is going to be a kind of odd looking building. I'm not looking to make it exactly a circle. That's good that kind of went there, because I was going to say, here is where you could put some decent styled smaller towers here. But you know, the whole thing, I'm not using foundations, so you gotta sink a pillar or two just to keep stability up. And these should be like smaller watchtowers to watch over this way. If you wanted to, you could technically build out until it merged at some point. But I'm not going to be doing that. Like up here, you could have a smaller type watchtower. You know, it's just depending on what you want to do. I would, however, just kind of offset it just a little bit and put the pillars to where they can be connected to the ground. See how that one had to go down. So now that's connected, you know, this one would have to go down a lot farther. So you could do like shield drop watchtowers, triangle shield styles, you know. On the other areas, if you wanted to, like these areas, I'm still gonna kind of stick with the whole, like that can be a part of it. It's a tower. You can pull that out, make this a tower. Pull this out. See, now I'm at the point in the building process where I need to start throwing these down, which you'll need to cover those up with walls. But you know, you could have towers coming out from it. These towers could even be watchtowers. They could be watchtowers as you put draws on top of them, or you know, in certain areas of them. But these could be crafting rooms, for the most part. You know, and then you could have your doorway like here. So your staircase would come down, probably connected to like this, somewhere where they would have to come, and you could do another thing with this area, whatever you wanted, really. This is how I would make this. Depending on how high you were going to go, all your crafting was going to be on the bottom floor. You could have a bench in here, a bench in here, a bench in here, a bench in here, here. The main benches could all be cut out, and you could use the walls of the bottom floor as storage. So they have less risk of falling down if, say, they do use a trebuchet to hit you right here. Then you go up, you could have multiple rooms spread off in these towers, like little rooms for clanmates. You go up higher, you can have vaults in the center, large center area. Even higher, you know, it could go on and on. And I mean, you could probably make it really tall, but as you build up, it would get harder to keep it stable. You would have to basically pillar every single piece here. I pillared what I needed to pillar. for the purposes of showing this kind of off. But yeah, you would have a. Now I think about it, I could probably put another gatehouse style thing right down here. So basically, somebody would have to, if there wasn't a climbing mechanic in this game, and you had to fight your way through, you would have to fight your way up those stairs, through that gatehouse, through that next little gatehouse right there. You'd have to get through there. And you'd be in the inner bailey. Not inner bailey, this would be the outer bailey. And this would be, you know, just, you know, whatever you wanted to put here, you could put multiple different things here, you know. You just put a wall down and plug that up. Like, this would be big enough for just a regular wheel of pain, not even the small one. I think the medium one would fit here. You could have an animal pen, you know, kind of squished in, like over on this side, if you tilted it right. This could be where you bring your people and you know, you draw your draws, you know, tame your animals, and you would move through here. And like, they don't have an ally system in this game, and I really wish they would, because it would be cool to have an alliance system. You know, the drawbridge comes down, or they bust it down. If they bust it down, I don't think they would break the drawbridge down, but you could still pull that tricky thing. They would have to come over here. There'd be a door here if there wasn't a climbing system. You know, they could probably jump over there if they wanted to, but you would have draws all over this. Probably archer right up here, you know. Crenulated off. You know, like I said, you could have archers down this rock. Probably this side too, right there. It would be a very difficult place to get into. But it would be up to you what you guys want to do with this. I'm not saying you can't build this way. These are just kind of like building to match the terrain. That's what castles did. They didn't find, you know, a perfectly flat piece of earth or anything like that. Castles in, you know, fortresses, you know, watch houses, whatever you want to call them. They built to match the terrain. And this is what this one is doing. It's matching these three rocks that are in close proximity to each other. Now, more or less, you would build near resources. This is technically what I've done. Because in this game, hides are a very good resource. You have rhinos over here. I'm just going to kind of fly over here and show you. You got draws right here. You can just draw up. Like Stygians. This is a dog of the desert. You got bearers, carpenters. Yeah, you got fighters. I'm not going to say these are the best of the best, but numbers do count for something. You got Stygian Fighter 2 here. Then you got, you know, cubs and stuff you can grab. You got, you know, this is an archer. You got elephants over here for elephant hide, for heavier armor. You got tigers for feline pelt. You got rhinos on the other section, including, I believe, boss rhino spawns over here, if I'm remembering right. Let's speed my speed up a little bit. Yeah, you got this one here. You can get a skeleton key off of the boss rhinos. No, he's not a boss. He's a one skull, but he's not like a free skull. The free skull that you can get the skeleton keys from here. Thunderfoot. Big old elephant, mean, ornery. Then you got the white tiger here. Those are two. Getting skeleton keys are a pretty good resource. You got a box right here. Just run over with a couple clan mates, maybe some high level trolls. You know, you could stock up skeleton keys. You got enough stocked up, you wouldn't even need to fight the white tiger. You'd be able to just run up this way. You would get rid of this guy right here if you couldn't just climb up before he got to you. Grab this, jump back down, you know, You run across the savannah. You're probably taking care of a lot of things that have been in your way coming through. You go shopping through this little ruins here if you wanted to. You know, put your trawl on your rope. Come over and around. Obviously, you would get rid of the hyena spawns over here, pillars or something. Come up the stairs, go around, take them to, you know, a draw wheel that's in the inner bailey. Draw wheel, animal pen could probably fit right underneath me. You could have archers and fighters kind of supporting each other up on here. Because even if they don't come from, say, this, because of the sheer, you know, height, you could have, if you have archers here and they manage to get through that gate, they're going to get fired down on. Same if you have archers here, you'll have them to where they don't have a place to hide. And that's what it's meant for. Castles were primarily built to buy time. They were a holdout position. And I don't have the stream set up to, you know, draw up pictures of old historical castles. There are multiple castles that have built for the terrain. You see castles on top of mountains, you know, the walls butted up against the sheer cliff sides. They use the height to their advantage, you know, stopping siege engines from hitting them. Even just, you know, transferring this castle to real life, if you fully built it, fully manned it, you could even technically call this a modern bailey castle. If you put a village down here and walled it, that would be the bailey. The actual castle on the upper parts would be the motte. So it's really up to you if you guys want to try this build. I'm not going to say you can't. I'm not going to say you can. This is going to probably be a shorter stream. I've just had the energy sucked out of me lately. I'm just, you know, feeling tired. It's probably the weather. Sinuses mostly. I do have allergies and the cold doesn't help that. Even though it's not allergy season. But like I said, you could use those little offshoots as walk areas. This is like a teardrop kind of watchtower. Depending on your server settings, some server settings let you get draws really close. So, you know, here you could have 2 draws side by side if your server settings allowed it. You know, build, like, this could be your entrance. You know, build stairs down, entrance, you know, kind of little formal area if you're inviting somebody over and you have your draws turned off, you know. Then they get in. You know, obviously it would be a kind of spiral staircase kind of solution if you wanted that, or you could go like a stairwell, like see right here. Go back, go up a couple levels, go back over, go up a couple levels, go up a couple levels. It's really flexible design. You don't even have to build the little tower shapes on the end. It'd be completely up to you what you do with that design. I'm not going to decorate it. I'm not going to put a bunch of things in there. I wanted to spawn draws in. I don't think I am. But yeah, you could definitely do a lot of good with just these 3 rocks. And you know, there are trebuchets in the game. You know. And, you know, they could get a trebuchet here and start lobbing it at you, which they would still have to calculate if they could make it even land in here. They wanted to say break the draw wheel. You know. And if you really felt like it, you could just close this completely top part off and stop that from happening. If they were just trying to target items inside the first bailey here. Then you can move on to this next gatehouse, so on and so forth. You could build more defensive walls. You could, you know, if you really wanted to, layer this area with like wall palisades where they couldn't, you know, just climb right over. It'd be really up to whoever wanted to try to build this on an actual server. If you wanted to. If you wanted to improve on it, try it. My designs for building are not the best. I'm not a builder. I play combat. I'm a spook. I like to sneak into places and test people's defenses that way. Bombs are really used for only clearing bases once a clan has left the server and you know for sure they have left. Otherwise, all I gotta say, guys, is don't offline raid. Actually, somebody has something like, say, an actual castle built. Give them the fairness of, at least fighting them while they're online. But I think that's gonna be it, guys. Let's see if I can even emote in this state. Nope. Well, that's still gonna be it, guys. I might be back later with some PvP on another server. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. So I will talk to you all later.